This is question number 20 on the November 2014 non-calculator paper. Question starts off by saying the diagram shows a solid shape. The solid shape is made from a cylinder and a hemisphere. The radius of the cylinder is equal to the radius of the hemisphere, so the radius are equal. The cylinder has a height of 10 centimeters, and they've actually shown us that. The curved surface area of the hemisphere is 32 centimeters squared, so the curved surface area of the hemisphere is 32 centimeters squared. Work out the total surface area of the solid shape. So the total surface area of the solid shape. And the question ends by saying, give your answer in terms of pi. Okay, so for people aiming for a top grade, A star, you need to make sure you're able to answer this question, right? In fact, you can pick up some easy marks on this. One of the first things that you need to realize is that the area, the curved surface area of the hemisphere, so its area is 32 pi. Okay, that means we need to work out the area of the cylinder, right, and also the area of that circle at the bottom. And add all three of those together. Okay, and that would give us the total surface area of the solid shape. In order to do that, we need to know, we can't work out any of these without knowing the radius of the cylinder and the hemisphere. To work out the radius, we need to use the information that we have. And the only two bits of information that we have are the heights of the cylinder and the surface area of the hemisphere. The surface area of the hemisphere is 32 pi. Now, quite conveniently, in the formula section, on the formula page, you're given two useful bits of information. The volume of a sphere, which is not really useful to us here, but the other bit is the surface area of a sphere. For a full sphere, its surface area is 4 pi r squared. What we're dealing with is a hemisphere, and so the surface area of a hemisphere is not going to be 4 pi r squared, but it's going to be half of that, 2 pi r squared. So 2 pi r squared must be equal to 32 pi. And now I just need to work that out, right? So I can work out what r is. If I divide both sides by 2 pi, well, first of all, I'm going to cancel out the pi's. If I divide by pi, I'll get 2 radius squared is equal to 32. Divide by 2, and that gives me radius squared is 16. If I square root 16, that tells me that the radius is 4. And that's going to be very, very useful now, because I could go ahead and use that to work out the area of the circle at the bottom. I could use that to work out the surface area of the cylinder. I'm going to use that as I go forward. I'll leave that bit there. I'll say surface area of cylinder. Now the surface area of a cylinder is the distance all the way around it, which is the circumference, which is 2 pi r, times its height. In this case, it's going to be 2 times pi times the radius, which is 4, times by the height, which is 10. Remember, the question says leave your answer in terms of pi, so I'm just going to leave that pi in there. I'm going to do 2 times 4, which is 8. 8 times 10 is 80 pi. That is the surface area of the cylinder. The area of the circle at the bottom is going to be pi times radius squared. I know the radius is 4, so that's going to be pi times 4 squared, which is 16 pi. So that's the area of the circle at the bottom. And the question, don't forget, asked for the total surface area of the solid shape. So, total surface area is going to be the sum of the area of the circle at the bottom, the surface area of the cylinder, and the curved surface area of the hemisphere. So I'm going to add those three. So the area of this hemisphere plus the area of the cylinder plus the circle at the bottom. I need to add those three together, and that is going to be, if I just do it at the side here, I'm going to do 32 added to 80 added to 16. I don't want to make any mistakes with this. That's going to give me 8. 3 plus 8 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So that's 128 pi centimeters squared. That's the total surface area of the shape, and that's what I'll write in the answer space. Make sure you are able to do it. Break it down into stages. It is quite a complicated question, right? But you can do it. You should be able to break it up into stages and work out each bit as you go through. Make sure you take your time, take care, look at it a couple of times, go through the video, and make sure you can do it.